Hideko Hakamada's fight for justice has lasted almost half a century. The 81-year-old, here stepping into a boxing ring in celebration, has fought tirelessly on behalf of her brother, Iwao Hakamada. The former professional boxer spent 48 years in prison, awaiting execution for murdering a family of 4. Released after new DNA evidence emerged that his lawyers say prove his innocence.
After he was released, my brother sat on a chair and mumbled, "I'm free." I was so happy for him, I almost couldn't believe it was true. I thought I might be dreaming.
Hakamada fought in this ring in Tokyo. The boxing community never let him down during his time on death row, even keeping an empty ringside seat for him.
Like me, Iwao trained hard and learned to tolerate pain. He's a fighter, so I've always felt close to him. I used to visit him in prison every month.
Hakamada's life took a dramatic turn for the worse here in Shizuoka Prefecture in 1966. He was accused of the murder of his boss, his wife, and their 2 children. He was sentenced to death 2 years later. Now aged 78, Hakamada is a free man, but the years in prison have taken their toll.
After he was sentenced to death, he started saying strange things. That people could emit electricity, for example. Now I want him to undergo a thorough medical checkup, recover, and start living a happy, easygoing life.
The judges in the original trial were swayed by blood-stained clothes that allegedly belonged to Hakamada. They included a pair of trousers that were clearly too small for him.
Investigators bring in vulnerable people and use torture to get a confession out of them. This way of making false accusations is what happened not only to Hakamada, but also to other suspects.
According to the head of Hakamada's legal team, his client is another victim of a patently unfair criminal justice system.
Judges feel they have a duty to maintain public security, that unless they convict, a potentially guilty suspect will walk free. This is why Japan's conviction rate is over 95%.
Campaigners believe Hakamada's case is yet another strong argument for the abolition of the death penalty in Japan, the only OECD country apart from the United States that still carries out executions.
Once someone is executed, there is no going back. You can't bring someone back to life.
About 130 inmates are on death row in Japan. 8 people were hanged here last year alone. But it's unclear whether this high-profile case will force the Justice Ministry into rethinking the country's enthusiastic use of the death penalty.